Now let's talk about the out of the box questions. Is there something called an out of the box question? So simply when we talk about out of the box question, we simply want to say that some questions which you don't have absolute clue about where it was asked. And the one thing that normal people after the exam they come and say, current affairs was so difficult. You don't know where from on which earth actually they actually asked this question. I read the newspapers, I read everything, but I was not able to pinpoint this. So every year there are a category of such questions which we normally call as the out of the box questions, and that definitely affects a lot of aspirants' mindset when they write the examination. Let's decode why that happens. And before we define what you mean by an out of the box question, I would like to give you a small illustration like every time. Just imagine a tea or coffee. Take tea because tea is something that people normally like. And we have different kinds of tea, like we have lemon tea, lime tea, ginger tea, any stuff that you like. And what does that happen? You actually have a tea, and if you add some lime, it becomes lime tea, and add some ginger, it becomes ginger tea. So basically, my point is, out of the box questions are like flavors. They are like flavors being added into the tea. They might be just like you must have read your mixtures and allegation. It's only a few percentage of thing being mixed in the whole tea. Basically, that is a tea which you can drink, which gives you a flavor of that. This normally happens with the UPSC question paper also. I've heard my students telling me, normally I take a survey, I ask everybody how the things went. Normally the one thing that they say is, the question paper was very difficult. And now I'll tell you what is the difference between a serious and a non-serious candidate. With no offense to non-serious candidates, you have ample time to become a serious candidate also. But normally on the basis of the preparation, I'll tell you the difference between non-serious and serious candidates. Serious candidates are people who make an attempt to solve the out-of-the-box questions. If they have absolutely no idea, they leave it and they move on to the other questions and make them right. And the non-serious aspirants, especially who do not have that kind of an idea, normally says that it's a very difficult paper. You have a lot of questions which we not have heard about. But you know one thing, and what is that UPSC magic? The people who set the question paper, do you know what they do in the question paper? If you have a series of out-of-the-box questions, say imagine 15 to 16 questions out of the total 100 questions are out-of-the-box questions, what they normally do is they mix the questions so nicely throughout the paper. It's like spreading. It's like spreading butter on the bread. You actually spread it nicely in a mixed pattern. So some people, when they open the question paper, this is the normal emotion that goes through a person. First 10 questions, first two sides, no idea. Second sides, all the questions, I don't know. And you suddenly get a feeling that it's completely gone. I'll have to write another exam. This happens with everybody. So here comes again the point of serious aspirants versus non-serious aspirants. And I would also like to make a small point at this point. When you open the question paper and see the questions, both for serious candidates as well as non-serious candidates, I think I'll make a small change. There is definitely a category of people who are called as non-serious aspirants and serious candidates, and I think there is a new category of students who are called as a struggling aspirants. To be fair to everybody, I think I'll call some section of the people as struggling aspirants who are going to be serious. So what is the basic difference between this when they see the question paper? And the single point that I wanted to tell you is that, in my opinion, in my experience in the last so many years of seeing a lot of question papers, one thing that I found is, I don't think UPSC will ask a lot of questions which we call as out-of-the-box questions. Like, don't imagine a situation where you get 60 questions out of the 70 as out-of-the-box questions. That never happens. That is why, over the past experiences of the question papers, we are trying to tell you that whatever the questions that is being asked, out-of-the-box questions will just be a flavor. That will only be mixed in such a scenario that terrifies some of the aspirants. And the moment you get terrified, you start losing the paper. That is what normally happens with all the aspirants, and that is where serious, focused aspirants, what you know what they do? They just see the questions, they do one thing. Am I getting any clue out of this? There are no clues. So what you do is you just leave the clue. And here is the point that I want to make a strong thing. Even there are out of the box questions, you will always have a safe passage of questions. Just imagine there are 18 to 19 out of the box, so-called out of the box questions which you don't have any clue. But don't worry, there are always a safe passage in every UPSC prelims paper. That means 60 to 70 questions, or roughly speaking, about 100 marks, 50% of the marks, there will be questions which are called safe passages. That means there will be questions where you can answer them, which will give you a good score between 80 to 90 or 100, which can land you in a safe zone. So this happens with every year's paper. So don't get terrified by the so-called out-of-the-box question. They may mix it to any proportion you want. What happens if you don't get an answer in first page? What happens if you don't get a good answer in second page? Don't lose that heart. That is something people easily accept defeat. They simply, what is the psychology that goes into the mind? I think I'm losing my paper, I'll have to write it again. The moment that fear grips in your mind, your logic closes. Your mind, your focus, your concentration, everything gets closed. You stop thinking. That is when you get defeated. UPSC didn't defeat you, you defeated yourself. That is the feeling. So my purpose of telling you this out-of-the-box question was to only tell you that that is only going to be a flavor. If you know, if you can find a clue, just answer it, or else leave it. Look for the safe passage of questions where you can maximize your points. That is the ultimate thing of solving such questions. And let's take a close look at some of the questions. You can just take a close look at this question. I think there are some out-of-the-box questions, and one disclaimer that I want to put here is some people know all the questions, and some of the aspirants may not feel such questions as out-of-the-box questions. They feel that I have read about this, that is fair and good. I am talking about the struggling category of people, or the non-serious aspirants who want to get serious aspirants. For them, normally after the exam, we do a normal survey with people, students, and some of the people who study this, the Vital Vidwansak was actually something, Gopal Baba. I think many of the people did not know about this and found it difficult. So such questions can come. If you have an idea, you can definitely go about this. And also there was a question about the Ghantashala, the Kadra, Chawl during the Gupta period, such questions. They also create, especially questions of ancient India, medieval India, give you this chill. You don't have an idea. If you don't have an idea, absolutely you don't find any clue, you can easily skip it. No issues on that. And some of the queries, some of the response that I've got is a question about pro-nuclear transfer. If you come from a background where you can associate this perfectly, if you come from a non-science background, you come from an economics, you come from a history or a sociology background, and you have no clue about all this, this might look like pro-nuclear transfer. If you have found the answer, that is good. But the point is, there will be questions which you haven't read or which you couldn't locate in the newspapers or your study materials. So, out of the box questions, now you know how to tackle them. They are just ultimately at the end, just flavors. So don't get terrified, solve them. It is something that we can handle.